Okay, here we go. I think it's stable now. I'm sorry, you guys, that you can't. There we go. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. See if we can get you on here. The state, everything is just crazy around here because of the and everything. So let's see if I can get everybody back on here. Sorry, you guys. I'm figuring you would find that it was unstable, and I just reshot it. So okay, but anyway, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. It's really like if you guys could see, I should be taking pictures of the sunset. You cannot see the sunset. I am not kidding. It's bizarre. It's as it sets, it goes gray. You can't even see the sun for all this the dust and the smoke that's in the air. So, hi Cindy. Okay, so yeah, but I did want to say, you guys, I'm waiting for everybody to come back. I hope they find me. And me on Patreon. So what's the name of the baby goat's Chip? I was talking to nobody. I didn't see it said it was offline. It was unstable. Chip, like the little cup chip, like black and white chocolate chip is what we named him, but he's Chip. He's a little. And my aunt is a little older than me. She's only about 7 years older than me. And she has goats and horses and stuff. She wants to adopt him. So I've already got a home for him. We're trying to cut down on coats, and we've got 2 other goats, and I think they're pregnant. So we're kind of like looking at finding homes for him. But it stays in the family, and he's real cute. They're going to match him up. They've got a miniature pony, and miniature ponies and goats get along really good. So, okay. Okay. So what I'm here for is to tell you guys about my Patreon. So join me. Go, feel free. And it's limit. What I'm doing is I'm doing it, and I'm going to close it after 20 people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and there's, I've got 1 million live watchers on my podcast, and I'm thinking, well, we'll see what we get. And if I have to open up another section, maybe I will, but I don't want more than 20 people in a class with me. And because I'm going to be doing subject matter, and it's mentoring on how to hone your skills, how to hone your psychic skills, how your abilities, especially if you've got a business and you're trying to grow it. That's kind of what I'm doing too. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. I don't think anything else. Anybody got a question for me while I'm here? Because I'm only here about 15, 20 minutes. I just came out just out of the clear blue. So I know sometimes I do that. I started doing that recently. I usually don't. I'm pretty set, but I'm like, you know what? I'll start doing this because some people really like it. So, okay. Anybody got anything they want to ask me? You could ask me one question. I have been actually really busy. If you're looking, I'm on Keen also. Keen, I'm on most of Fridays. So you guys can call me immediately. When you dial, you'll call me and talk to me. I have other friends that are also psychics. Oh, hi guys, Remix. Oh, you're in Paris? Okay. Good. I'm glad, because usually I've been talking to people in Europe, and this is an odd time. I need to be going in the mornings. If I go at 6 in the morning, I'm usually catching all my European people. So I'm glad somebody's watching, even though it's kind of in the middle of the night. But yeah. Leona, I can't tell you, but I can tell you when you would meet them. Oh, good, Christian. Good. They signed up. Because I'm telling you, I'm off my subject. I do that all the time. You guys know that. But I'm only limiting my mentoringship meets on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central. That's Chicago time. Now, I'm going to be meeting and in the mornings for my European people, my Australian and European people. So I'm going to have another time set up for just you. So once I fill that up, don't worry, European people, I will take care of you. Okay. So, because I know it's a time thing. And I would say, we were looking at my stats, and I'm at about 60% American and North America, which would include Canada, and the rest of them as 40% is India, Britain, Australia, Denmark. So I'm going to make sure I got time for you guys too. Okay. All right. Question, Christian, will we be approved for your home? I am. For our oh, okay, Christian, we be approved. Yes, Christian. Good. I'm glad you're excited, because that's what it's for. It's for you guys trying to keep it cheap too. If you think about how cheap it is, $15 a month, you're going to meet me live. It's either 2 times a month or 4 times a month, depending on how busy I'm getting, because I might flip it. I might 2 days a week might be for European people. I haven't decided, but for right now, you're going to get access to a lot of videos also. And I'm going to keep those cheap too, like maybe $10, you know, like, and you can like watch a whole hour, hour and a half of how to do things, how to use cards. Nuances of cards is one thing. Like, for instance, okay. If like, for instance, if I were teaching a class, and remember I'm a master teacher, I've been teaching for 30 years. I've been teaching middle schoolers. I would teach you a nuance. What a nuance is that's a one of swords, but it's more than a one of swords. There's a nuance to it. And the nuance is that it's been given by God to you. And how do you know? Well, there's different ways you know. Plus, it can represent numbers and time. But a lot of people don't know there's little things that go with cards. So I'm going to be teaching one of those classes too. And then pet communication. And what else is my other one? Psychometry. And how to be an empath warrior. How to like protect yourself, that kind of stuff. So I've got all kinds of stuff going. I couldn't get it launched properly. I'll be honest with you. It wouldn't launch properly. I had to have, my daughter's in her 30s and she's like, I'm pretty good on a computer. I really am. But she's even better. And I could not figure out what was wrong. And she went through with me and oh, I see it. Because it was like this little tiny setting. And now it's on. So now and if you join me, it'll tell you, and it'll warn you too. Hey, your class is going to be on here really soon, or she's going to be on in class real soon. So, okay. And it's easy for me. It's just like using YouTube. I almost stayed here on YouTube and did subscribers to this one, but I decided to go with Patreon because I can load lots of private videos. So, okay. All right. So, okay. Is it MI? You'll do it. Go ahead on Patreon, and it's $15 a month. I wanted to keep it cheap. I didn't want to rip anybody off. I'm always concerned about that. I always don't want to rip you guys off. So I try to keep it within a good price. Okay. Tell me why you feel cusps are so special in your readings. Are there cusp special content in your platform? Cusps, you know what? That's a good question, Remix. Okay. You have to understand a cusp. Okay, if you're not a cusp, it's hard to explain. But if you're a cusp, you know that I'm right. You've got energy of two different opposing, because you have to think about it. The way that cusps sit, like for instance, I am a fire and I am an earth. Okay, both at the same time. All right, and think about it. A fire is moving like mad all the time, and then you've got this energy that's grounded and sensible and practical and very methodical, and you're fighting. You're both, and you're neither, and you're both at the same time. Because I am, and I know that about myself. Because even though I'm a fun-loving Sag and stuff, I'm very dependable. So that's the Capricorn in me. So that it's hard to explain unless you're a cusp that you get it. But that's why I concentrate on them, because I understand, because I am one too. And I know that I've met a lot of people who are cusps. Matter of fact, my producer is a Cancer Leo cusp, and he is such a Cancer Leo cusp. It's just amazing how, because I always said to him, I said, oh, I bet you're a Leo. And then he looks at me, he goes, no, I'm Cancer. I said, well, what's the date? And he said, like the 21st or something like that. And I'm like, oh, no, you're a Cancer Leo cusp. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, you act like a Leo, but you got that emotionality of a Cancer. And he's like, yeah, I do. So, I can usually, if I know you, I can start picking out what you are. People I did a reading today and I told her exactly what she was. And she's like, how did you know that? I said, because I can tell how you are. You're a Taurus. There's a Taurus mixed in there out of your moon, your sun, your moon, and your rising. Okay. All right. Yes. Yep. Libra, Scorpio cusp. That's a very special cusp because you want social justice, but Scorpio is like the most powerful zodiac sign, by the way. And everybody's like, oh, well, Scorpio's kind of crazy. No, not at all. What you would think would be crazy is not, because there's a method to their madness. They're just very powerful. And they don't even realize how powerful they really are. So, the only thing with Scorpio, and I will be honest with you, because I have a little Scorpio in we all do somewhere in one of your signs. Scorpio has to be careful to do the, oh, poor me, and feel sorry for themselves. That's the only thing that I see bad for a Scorpio that they really need to watch. They get into that, like, feeling sorry for themselves rut, and they have to be careful. But other than that, yeah, Scorpios. My mother was a Scorpio. Three of my children are Scorpio rising, so I know a lot about Scorpio. So okay, Liz Beth says the same thing. Yeah, you guys get it. You guys get the whole, yeah. So, yep. Hi, Isaac. You have a lot of Scorpio? Yeah. I'm trying to think of Leonard. Is it Nancy? I think it's Nancy, right? My mother was a Scorpio, and I think back to how much she really was a Scorpio. So yeah, so it is true. Okay. Really fast. Any questions? Anybody's got anything? Am I? Yes. Everything is set up on Patreon already. I've had about 5 people join so far. When I get to 20, I'm going to turn it off and go to another class and pick another. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll let you join, but you can't get into a certain class because once it hits 20, I'm going to but I'll offer another section. Do you see what I'm saying? I would offer maybe one on Thursdays at 6:30 or 7, or maybe Saturday evening or Saturday morning after my podcast, or if that's what I'm going to do. That way I always have a limit of 20. I don't want too many people because I don't feel I can give you enough attention. Okay. All right. Isaac, you're feeling lost. What are you missing? I know you're going through an awakening. I think you're missing I think somebody's trying to contact you at night. Isaac, make sure you're listening. So I feel like you're dreaming, you're not remembering it. If you're having trouble with that, write it down and keep a notebook next to your bed. Okay. Cindy, you're moving to Wisconsin. Where are you moving to? May I ask about your move to Wisconsin? Where are you moving to? I know Wisconsin, remember? When for your soulmate am I? You got somebody coming like real significant in about 9 months is what they're telling me or channeling to me. Yeah, see, I just had about 18, 1, 2, 3. Yep, I just had 5 former people that are joining. So as you guys join, I'm just telling you, Wednesday night, 20 people, that's all I'm letting in. I know that there's a limit that I set because I don't want 100 people in there. That's not conducive to me or you. So I'm going to keep it real small, and whoever shows up, shows up. And I figured if you don't want to show up every week, you don't have to go that way. But see how many times you can show up. See, so okay. And I'll have one set up at a weird time, like 4 o'clock in the morning, because in Europe, then it's usually 7 hours difference. So then. Yeah, and then and for Australians, it's what did we figure? Because I have a lot of Australian people call it 12 hours, 1 day and 12 hours. So difference. It's like a difference. The next day, 12 hours ahead is how we do it. Yeah. So okay. Do your Patriot classes also teach about spirits and shadow people or other stuff their protection? Yes. Remix. I'm going to be teaching an empath warrior class. How to be an empath warrior. It means how to protect yourself, to keep from getting all the negative crap that you're absorbing. If you've been watching my YouTube, I've got so many people with attachments that I met somebody again. Was it yesterday that had an attachment? And I'm like, okay, they don't understand that these are tools, and even cards invite things in. It's energy. I don't say it's demons. But there's an energy. So yeah, I'm going to be teaching all kinds of stuff like that. And there'll always be, when I'm doing mentoring, I will pick a subject. Okay. And that's what we will concentrate on. That's how I'm going to mentor. So it's kind of like a mini podcast, I guess you could say, but it'll be like, okay, this week we're concentrating on channeling. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about channeling. How do you channel? This week, by the way, my podcast is about meditation. And are you meditating properly? Because I'm finding a lot of people don't understand really how to meditate. Because if you're meditating right, you're literally not on this planet. You are somewhere else. And that's how you know you've done it right. And it also, and there's like, well, I do feel calm. But I'm serious. You won't feel like you're here. That's when you've done it right. It's a brainwave thing. So I'm going to be talking about that because I am a meditation specialist and I'm certified, and I know there's a brainwave. It's an alpha. There's different names, but there's a wave change, a brainwave change, and that's when you're gone. You're not here. You're doing some astral traveling. Okay, so all right. Roar. Does everyone have psychic ability? Yes, of some sort. And if you don't understand that, watch one of my podcasts, and it should be downloaded by now by my producer, about the different talents. Like I call them empaths. You have to be an empath to be a psychic. Do you have to be? No, but most of the time you are. 95% you are. And there's different things. Some people dream. Some people are prophetic. Some people are just know or transcendent. Some people see just the future for just a second. Some people can remote view. There's a lot of different things that you might have a talent for that you don't even realize you have. So that's kind of what the mentoring thing is for too. And it's for mostly practicing psychics, people who are actually practicing with me. I have probably 50 people that call me regularly. And instead of them paying $55, $80, they're getting me for $15 a month. So if you think about the good deal that is, I figured if I get, 100 people, you know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. So, okay. Okay, please. I'm having nightmares. How can you stop? Leona, what kind of nightmares? Is it like a past life connection? Because it feels like you might be, that might be what you're picking up. I don't know why I say that, but when I say stuff like that, that's usually right. Okay. Roar, I can help you tell you. I'd have to sit down with you a little bit. If you come to a class, what we're going to do is we're going to help each other. Now and so that you understand, if you do not understand a Montessori method, the Montessori method of teaching is I'm teaching you and you're teaching me. I'm not any better than you. I'm just your guide. So we're discussing, we're all on the same level, and we're all discussing what we know. So that's my attitude about teaching, and that's how I do it. I've always taught that way. So that way you understand that nobody's better than anybody else. And that if you ever look on my podcast, I try really hard to feature other psychics because I appreciate them too. We all have different talents and gifts. So, okay. Louise, will your finances improve soon? Not soon. It's more like October. Okay. Tough girl, please what? Okay. Okay, we got that. Weird creatures like crocodile, human beings. Okay, Leona, that's representational. I want you to write them down because that's meaning something. And I do know, okay, MI knows that Montessori school is like, I'm sad. Oh, you're at Tough Girl's very upset. Okay, hold on, I will help you, Tough Girl. Weird creatures. Okay, crocodile, human beings. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. There's something up. Now, I do not know. I'm going to tell you, every psychic that I've talked to says the same thing. It's all like there's something up. And it's not bad, but remember I told you January 6th, and if you look back at on my YouTube channel, I put on there the 4th of January, I said something's up. It's around the 6th of January. I knew what day it was, but I think I said it's around the 6th of the 8th. I knew it was that day. I don't know what, but it's going to shock the world. And I was right. It was the insurrection. There's something up now. I don't understand what it is. I do know that there are rallies here in the United States for universal health care, and there's a sit-down strike happening October 17th. But this weekend, July 24th, there's going to be rallies in every major city because they're organizing to have a sit down and demand that the government finally do their job. So I know maybe that's what I'm picking up. I did predict in the beginning of the year, around the 7th of January, that was my predictions for the year, that we would have national health care introduced and started with before the end of the year. So, and it is in House and Senate as a bill right now. We need it. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. This isn't the country I grew up in. I grew up in a very kind, loving. You went to the doctor because you're sick. The doctor took care of you. You didn't worry about a bill. I mean, this has gotten ridiculous, and it needs to stop, and it's going to. And that might be what I'm picking up. I don't know, but it's starting around Friday. And I had 3 other psychic friends of mine say, "What's up?" And we're not saying necessarily bad, so don't get scared, but something's up. Okay. So, all right. So can everyone channel? Channeling, not everybody, but I will tell you that most of the time you have more than one gift. I mean, on an average, you have like 4 to 6 gifts. I have like 6 or so that I'm good at that other people don't do, and then I don't do them. So that you understand that, yeah, you can't do them all. You just aren't good at every single thing. Okay, so that you understand that. But yeah, there's more than one. Okay. Tough girl, what do you mean I'm dead? What's up? You're dead inside? Are you going through tough girl, you may be going through your awakening. Okay? So just remember that when you feel this way, there's a shakeup about to happen for you. Just remember that. You'll feel better soon, and you may have to be the person that does the shakeup. And I hate to say it, but you may be the person. All I know is that when you're feeling like this, the Tower card is coming. And if you don't understand what the Tower card is, look up the Tower card, because it's a shake that changes your life for the better. You don't realize it at the time, but it's a shakeup, and it can be a shock too. So, okay. That's the flute intro on. Where is coming the flute? Remix. I made that. I played the flute. It's me that's doing that music. I made the intro, and I tried to slow it down a little, but I don't kind of like that one as much, so I might retape it again. But you can hear me take a breath, and the first time I did it, I was just getting over COVID, and you can hear it's real breathy because I was like, like I said, I'm a little short in breath. I think I've developed a little asthma, even though my lungs I've tested okay. I still, one of those, my right side is where I had it, and it burned when I had it. And now it's always not, it's at 80%. It's not working completely. And I'm a tennis player. I know I look overweight, but I've always been in pretty good shape. And you'll see me do that a lot. So we don't know what's going to happen with all of me. So I'm kind of waiting to see. The doctor, I'm getting my tonsils pulled. Believe it or not, I have tonsils. And my tonsils are so big, you can't see the back of my throat. So they're thinking that might help. So, and I want to start playing tennis more. I used to tour. I used to play semi-professional tennis, by the way, you guys, when I was 19, 20 years old. So I used to tour with the USTA. So just to let you know, one little weird thing about me. Okay. What is the Tower card? The Tower card? Oh, I got somebody that doesn't know the Tower card. See, there you go. Here, I'll pull the Tower card. Hold on. Let me find it. It's interesting. I always assume that you guys know everything, and then I should know that you don't. So I apologize. Because I'm so used to the Tower card. This is the Tower card. Look at the picture of the Tower card. Just look at the picture. Do you see how the people are falling out of it? Because there's a shake, a blow, something that's shocking, something that happens very quickly and brings about swift change. That doesn't have to be bad. A lot of times it is bad, but a lot of times it's good too. I've had it where it's been wonderful. Something like, and this is even interesting. If it's upside down, it's still kind of a shocking moment, but just not as bad, not as intense. Okay. So, because I read them both. I read cards upside down and right side up. So, okay. But take a look at that imagery. Just look at the imagery. Do you see how what you think to be true is no longer there? Do you see how that lightning is striking and all those people are falling? They're falling out. And yeah. So that's the Tower card. Okay. Oh, I was wondering if that was you playing. Yes, I did, because I didn't want to do any type, because you have to remember, I'm a published author. See, look at, I'm a published author. You can get this on that's just Shades of Brown. I can't stand when people are using copyright infringement. It bugs me. So that was why I made my own music. I made it up too. I kind of wrote it. I'm like, well, I kind of like this. I think I'll do that. So yeah. Is your moon sign as important as your sun? Yes. Your moon sign is your emotional self. I am a Pisces moon. I drip of emotion because it's a water sign. And Pisces moons also have a bad habit of accidentally creating people who I enable. I'm an enabler. I create codependence by accident sometimes. And I have done that a couple of times. I have to be very careful because I want to help everybody all the time. So that's my moon part of me. That's my emotional part. And also, by the way, moon, like Pisces moons, if you're a Pisces moons, you will have trouble with your mother. You and your mother will never see eye to eye. Now, here's an interesting one. My middle daughter and I butt heads so bad, and she's a Pisces moon. So it's just so it is true that you have trouble with your mother if you're a Pisces moon. So, okay. All right. How can I stop Leona? You can't even sleep with these. Okay. You need to ask yourself to release them. You need to go do some meditation and tell yourself to stop, because they're trying to tell you something, and if it's scaring you, then it's too intense and they need to back off. Also ask one of the angels, not Michael, I would say more like Uriel. Like, so what, something that would be help you with your sleep to watch over you overnight. I think it's Uriel, I think would be a good angel to ask for. Okay. Smart Christians, thank you. Roar, you're a Pisces moon too. Well, then you understand what I'm talking about. A fellow Pisces moon. Okay. Any messages from my mother, Louise? Did your mother put her hair back kind of like this? Because there's a woman that has her hair back, and it wasn't completely gray. It was salt and peppery, or there's a little bit of like more brown in it. A little bit darker than my color, it looks like, but she would put it back. Tell me if that's right, okay? Because there's somebody coming through. Mary Jane, you're a Cancer moon. You're also very, very emotional. That's the moon thing. Water signs are emotional. So, and that's your emotional side. So you have to be very careful to not, Mary Jane, most Cancer moons can never say no, ever, to anybody. They just can't. It's part of being a Cancer moon. Yeah, I get that. So, okay. Sag moon and Cancer and cusp, Cancer Leo. Oh, okay. Leona, you're a Cancer Leo, like my Kent is my producer. Yeah. Always arguing with my mom. Yes, Roar. I'm telling you, it's a Pisces moon thing. You don't get along with your mother. You love them, but you just argue and argue and argue and argue and you argue with them. Yeah, I know. So, okay. Can you read my current spiritual health? I want to know how I am doing. Jeanette, you feel like you're okay. You got to make some more changes. I feel like you need to cut a couple people out of your life. I don't know if they're friends. I don't know if they're who they are, but there's somebody that's dragging you down. Okay. Just the thought. That's what I get. So, okay. Is there any advice on career for me? Roar. Has to be working with people. I feel like you do some type of customer service. Would you do HR? There's something where you're working with people, you're talking with people, you're communicating with people. Okay. All right. You guys, I'm going to be getting off of here in about 5 minutes. Okay. Surgery on his back. Will Stan get a quick surgery on his back? And okay, Cindy. Yeah. It's not as bad as he thinks, and he's going to feel much better. That's what I get. Okay. Oh, Leona, can you stop? This is her question, you guys. Can you tell me how to stop being the hanged man? The hanged man means she's stuck. You know, Leona, you got to make choices, and you got to go. You have to take control, and you have to make the Tower card happen. So you've got to do something that really scares you. That's how you get unstuck. If it's even small, if it's even, you know what, I am going to go eat some food or do something like that I've never been to before. That's little stuff. It leads to bigger stuff. It gets you unstuck. Okay. You're a Gemini Cancer cusp. Any advice? Gemini Cancer. You know, with Geminis are always very well liked. Overall, Geminis are well liked. And Gemini Cancer, you have to not be a people pleaser. You really, really have to work on that. That's something that you have to work on because of where your everything sits. Okay, because Cancer, that's one thing that I've noticed with Cancers. They have a hard time saying no. And they have a hard time. They also have a hard time like telling. My husband's a Cancer, Randall, by the way. Everybody in my life's a Cancer. Anyway, saying their emotions, saying how they feel, and also very forward. They have a hard time with that. That's something that they do. They kind of bottle their emotions. So Gemini, that's something that you're probably working on. Gemini Cancer cusp. Because Gemini, you're outgoing, but then you got that Cancer part that makes you clam up. So you're kind of like going back and forth with that. So, okay. Any advice on your career, Leona? Hold on a second. Thank you. He so appreciates it. Good. You get a farmhouse. You got a farmhouse, don't you? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Remix. Yes, I have a farm. Yes, I have 4.5 acres, 4 horses, about 20 chickens, and 4 goats right now. Well, there were 5, but I think there's going to be 3 because I think my aunt is taking the mother and the baby because we're trying to place them. My goats actually belong to my son-in-law, and they're trying to buy a house. So it's going to probably be in town. So they're not my goats. So he's going to try to find places for them to go. So, which is okay with me as long as they go to good places and they're in the family anyway. So, okay. Let's see. And I got 2 dogs and a cat too. Yes, I do communicate with animals. I can hear my own animals. So I went horseback riding for the first time in like a year. My husband's horse has been lame, and she's old and she's getting arthritic. Well, we decided to go riding down the road. And I heard my horse go, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go. Well, I'm like, too bad. That gall darn horse, and lucky that I'm in good enough shape, I went to get on him and he took off. He didn't stand for me as I got on, and I hopped off real quick. And I'm like, I could have been hurt. He got a good talking to. And he's never done that before. And I said, you try that again. You see what's going to happen to you. You're going to get in some big trouble. I'll separate you and keep you in a stall for a few days. And then you can be away from the other horses. And, and if you think that they don't understand, you better guess again. You better believe they do. So, yeah. But anyway, let's see. My dad was a Cancer, brother's a Cancer. Yeah, everybody in my life's Cancer too. So what are the Leo's thoughts about currently? What are the Leos? Leos, you're Leo, the cowardly lion. You act big and tough and brave, and you're extremely supportive and fiercely protective of your family, but you'll have a tendency to procrastinate. Leos procrastinate. Oh, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. That's like that's Leo's big phrase usually. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. They usually do, but it's just they're going to go on their own time. So yeah, Anyway, love you. Oh, thank you. Harjit. Oh, any advice on a house move? Harjit. I'm looking towards the end of the year for you. There's something. Now, I want you guys to be careful of this housing market right now. If you're here in the United States, it's crashing. I don't care what anybody says. They're like, oh, I can't even keep the houses. Okay. I told somebody this today. This housing market starts in the Midwest or it ends in the Midwest. So when a trend happens, it either starts or it ends. Chicago area, the houses have slowed down a lot. They're overpricing them. The mortgages are coming back. They won't give the mortgage out for what the realtor wants. It's happening. And I know for a fact it's happening because like I said, my producer, Kent, is a real estate mortgage broker. We all have day jobs, by the way. All of us. Pete is the other person that owns the station. All of us have our own jobs. Because we're still working, because we're not making enough money at all of this yet. So, but anyway, I'm telling you to watch the market. I say within 9 months, if you guys hold your money, onto your money, you can buy what you want and you're going to get a good deal. I still say it. I've been telling my own children that because they're looking for a house. I've got an apartment in my house. It's in the lower level of my house, and it's really big. It's a huge, like 1,400 square foot, like 2-bedroom. They got a pool table down there and their own laundry, all that. And they could move out. And I said, just wait, because they're trying to buy a house, and I'm telling them to wait. So, okay. Okay, we've got that. Waiting on a decision. Any idea on the outcome? Love watching you. Debbie, waiting on what decision? Tell me what you're talking about. I don't understand. Okay. Maybe you work the internet. What do you think will be? I'm going to work on the internet. Do you think? Yes, you are, Leona. That's going to work for you. Be patient. I feel like you're going to want to give up about halfway through. Don't. Okay. Let's see. Christian, what is the opportunity that I shouldn't say no to? Your tarot said, don't blow it. It's a financial opportunity of some sort. I want to say, Christian, it's a large amount of money. It's something to do with money. It's some type of money. It's coming your way. Okay. All right. That's nice. When will I meet my Aurora? Will you meet your soulmate? You're gonna meet a soulmate coming up soon, but I don't know if that's the one within 4 months. It's you know why I say that? Because you have to understand that it's a free will. Both parties have to be willing. Now, there's some that are written in stone, like you're supposed to be with that person. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then there's others where you've got a little bit of a leeway. You've got a little bit of a leeway coming. Okay. All right. Leona, not a problem. Tanya, yes, you'll get a job soon. By the way, and that's that I'm changing the subject. Do you guys know what kind of money these DoorDash people are making? Go look at that. You want some quick cash? They're making $300-400 a night working like 4 hours. I can't believe I've got friends doing it. And I'm thinking, man, like that kind of money. I'm like, and I'm not kidding you. They are. And they're not in really big cities either. And I'm like, wow, go figure. Just a thought. All right. You guys, I am off of here now. You guys go join me on Patreon. You can talk to me like this. I'll be leading discussions. So just remember. And I'm going to be online at some weird time yet this week so that I get my European people back in. Okay. So blessings to all you guys and join my Patreon. Okay. Bye. All righty.